here so early in this cold, cold weather, and that just proves how dedicated we are to fight against the repression of the CUNY administration, to press down against the students, the revolutionary students that are fighting for the liberation of CUNY. What does that mean? Yes, exactly. A applause for Khalil and Taffy. On October 28th, the CCNY administration came down and took away the Guillermo Morales and Asada Shakur Center in retaliation against all the protests that were going on against Petraeus and the overall militarization of CUNY. That is exactly why they did it, and that is exactly why they are attacking specific members of RSCC, the Revolutionary Student Coordinating Committee. And we are the only ones that have been physically pointed out by the NYPD and CUNY administration. So today, we have to defend our comrades so that we don't let this happen to any more of us, any more people that want to fight for the liberation of CUNY. And now I'm going to introduce the speakers that are going to talk more about the situation and the work that we're doing with the community and how this is going to be a continuous struggle to take back CUNY. Because we do not only want the Guillermo Morales and the Asada Shakur Center back. We want a center like that in every single CUNY campus. Oh, okay. All right. So now the chair of RSCC is going to speak, and then we're going to have other people.
Correction, I'm not chair, I'm general secretary. But that's beside the point, that's okay. But I want to speak about how CUNY right now has shown itself, and the educational system has shown itself the barefaced contradictions of what it actually is. Look at those pigs over there. When we challenge what their standards of what an educational institution should be, they're going to bring out the pigs. They are going to bring out the ones who have the badges, who uphold the laws by force. This is their intention. They want us to go to this educational system so we can become better exploited subjects, so that we can move on to the next level and show how loyal and how much obedience we are as workers. So now, Khalil and Taffy, their actions represented a complete opposite to what this institution expects from us. They expect us to not fight for liberation. Khalil and Taffy have both fought for liberation by trying to seize back the center. The two people which that center was named for, let's talk a bit about them. Asada Shakur and Guillermo Morales. Who are they? Asada Shakur was a member of the Black Liberation Army. Guillermo Morales was a member of the Fuerzas Armadas por la Liberación Nacional. Now, these two organizations have been criminalized. They have been labeled as terrorists by the ideological state apparatus. They want to label any kind of resistance as terrorism. They want to label it as criminalization. Now, when you see the Asada Shakur Morales Center, they say, oh yeah, they're a bunch of terrorists. They did these kinds of things. It's disgusting. It should be condemned. They should forever be blacklisted, whatever. Well, let's look at this country. Let's look at the fact that Columbus Circle is named after Christopher Columbus, and he's a mass murderer, founded this nation on genocide. Let's look at the fact that in in Virginia, they have a statue named after Nathan Bedford Forrest, who's the founder of the KKK. That's disgusting. We have our own standards, and they have their own. Their standard is one of holding up genocide and repression. Our standards are one of upholding liberation and liberation from exploitation. We always have to force our standards against theirs, because their standards are inherently unjust. This standard goes not only to the repressive military apparatus, but the ideological state apparatus as well too. They come in here they expect us to come in here and legitimate their structure. They want us to accept that it's okay that Asada Shakur and Guillermo Morales are both labeled as terrorists, that they're both criminalized. That's disgusting. We should condemn that. As a matter of fact, they are our heroes. We know one thing. We know that you cannot judge the powerful by the same criteria as the powerless. The powerful have to be judged on a much stronger criteria. Now, Assata Shakur and Guillermo Morales, in relationship to this unjust system, they did a just thing by fighting for the liberation of their people. Same thing that Khalil and Tafi did. They are not guilty of anything. They didn't do anything wrong. They are acting just. They are acting for liberation. They are acting to overthrow this exploitative and oppressive system, and we have to fully support that. Next up is Derek from the anthropology. Yeah, from anthropology department. My bad.
Hi, I am Taffy's professor. I just want to say I'm here because I stand with Taffy and Khalil. You know, I'm proud to have Taffy as one of my students. You know, it's so. You know, Taffy is the type of person that this university needs. He comes to class, brings a critical perspective, and takes that out to the real world. You know, these are the types of students we need to be supporting. You know, I'm not going to say anything that anyone here can say better than me. I'm just here to say I'm here to support Taffy and Khalil, and thank you for being here.
Good for you.
Defend Khalil and Taffy! 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 Khalil and Taffy are my motherfucking comrades! That's my word! Alright, but next up is Shandor from IG and the History Department of Hunter.
Good morning. First I want to say, my name is Shandor John. I teach history at Hunter College. I'm an active member of our union, the Faculty and Staff Union. I'm also part of the CUNY Internationalist Clubs and the Class Struggle Education Workers. In terms of what the last speaker said, I want to say that every faculty member at City College and every faculty member at the City University of New York needs to be actively defending Khalil Vasquez and Tafadar Sourov against this unjust political persecution. Every faculty member, every staff member, every student, every worker at CUNY has a direct stake in this fight. If you raise your voice against injustice at this university, be it the militarization or the racist attack against the Morales Shakur Center, or something that's going wrong on your job, or you're not getting paid on time, do you want to be pepper sprayed in the face like they did against a demonstrator just a couple weeks ago? Do you want to have a white-shirted police supervisor punch you in the face repeatedly? Hell no. Or have you be held down, face down on the sidewalk by the NYPD? Hell no. And a plainclothes cop repeatedly hit you in the kidney? For what? Do you want that to be what happens to you? Obviously not. So we all have a stake in demanding that Taffy and Khalil be reinstated immediately and all charges against them be dropped. We all have a stake in coming out to court this next Wednesday, the 13th of November at 9 a.m. at 100 Center Street.
We'll be there.
to defend and support the 4 members of the CUNY 6 who were arrested on September 17th at the demonstration against the war criminal David Death Squad Petraeus. We all have a stake in struggling to rip up, to shred, and throw in the garbage can a policy named in the spirit of George Orwell, in other words, with a ridiculously deceptive, absurd, and hypocritical name. What is it? Expressive activity policy. That the Board of Trustees and administration of the university are trying to shove down our throats to stifle our voices and prevent demonstration and protest. That is a policy that would make most, if not all, protest illegal. We need to rip that to shreds, and there needs to be a mass mobilization on November 25th at the next Board of Trustees meeting to say we will not abide by that. We will defy it. We will stomp it. We will destroy it, and it must be abolished. And I've got a few more things to say. Where do these policies and attacks come from? Where do they come from? What are they about? Well, in the first place, the racist attacks and police repression are something that goes on campus and off campus. The militarization of the university is connected to a worldwide drive to try to privatize and corporatize and carry out a race and class purge of the universities. That's why teachers in Brazil are on strike. That's why teachers in Mexico have been on strike in an upsurge of struggle against such laws. Here in the United States, that program comes straight from the top, from the White House. It comes from Obama. It comes from the Democratic Party. And here in New York City, racist police repression, stop and frisk, and all of that. The daily work of the thugs in blue. The thugs in blue will continue their work, whether it be under Bloomberg or de Blasio, unless and until a mass struggle of the working class in this country does away with the social system, the capitalist system that breeds that racist repression. Only at such a time will we be able to open the doors of the university for everybody and make education really free for everyone. Lastly, I want to ask, because I don't want to go on too long, I want to ask you why? Why? Why do you think these attempts at repression are being carried out? Is it some kind of blip? Is it an accident? In Spanish, es una casualidad it would be. Is it just something casual? No, it is not. This is an attempt to intimidate us. This is an attempt to silence us. This is an attempt to deter us from the struggle to oust the war criminal David Petraeus and ROTC and the military recruiters and the military contractors, and to stop the militarization of CUNY. So I want to ask you, are you going to be intimidated?
No!
Are you afraid of this repression?
No!
Are you going to be deterred?
No!
Are we going to be silenced?
No!
We are not afraid of that repression.
Okay.
We will not be deterred. Smash the militarization of CUNY. Defend Khalil and Taffy now.
Thank you.
Defend Khalil and Taffy! Defend Khalil and Taffy! Defend Khalil and Taffy! Defend Khalil and Taffy! Defend Khalil and Taffy!
All right, so next up, we have Bill Crane from Psychology Department. Bill!
Thanks for coming. I'm a developmental psychologist. It has to do with parents and raising children. Now, if you had a child who took something away from another kid, say Johnny took something away from Joey, and you're a responsible parent, what would you tell your kid to do? You tell your kid to give it back. If you steal something, you take something that doesn't belong to you, you give it back.
Right.
What should the administration do?
Give it
Give it back! Chant with me, give it back!
Give